Live, so I can do a fade. What's up? What's up? Now we are live. Let's go. We're gonna be swapping between some speech. I'm building a Kosmo module today, so that's for the builder live stream. That's this thing. There's a power socket, IC for it, all the components, switch sockets, and then this one has the jack sockets and the switches and the knobs. And my cat is making a lot of racket in the background, so luckily that's not going to be the case. But for you guys, this is what it looks like. It's a strip, and so there's a power here and a socket here. Of course, all the circuitry goes up the board. These triple holes are single pole dual throw switches. These doubles are potentiometer sockets, and it goes on the back of this module, and you'll actually see it from this side. So you'll have all the jack sockets here, all the switches, and all the knobs. At least I think that's how that goes. I could be wrong. So let me turn my overhead camera on and get ready to. Cool. So I'm gonna start time lapse that, and let's get to going. I got coffee. Turn on this soldering iron. I got a big old tray of chips. Let's go. It only needs one. And it doesn't really need a socket, but I want to use a socket in case I accidentally plug the wrong voltage in and burn it out. So let's see. This board, I need some electrolytics that are 10 UF. And this is a sad sight. Oh, mercy. Oh, no. Don't tell me we're starting the day off with no capacitors. Actually, that's going to be... Oh, dang. Yep, alright. That's a no-go. So let's look in... I've got plenty of other cabs. Let's see what I've got in here. And on we go. How many does this take? 10, 10, takes 2 of them. Oh, perfect. Well, perfect. Look at that. I got just enough already on hand. So we need those. 100K resistor, 100K, 100K, 100K. 100 picofarad, 100 picofarad. Oh, that's something else. Let me look up. Does this even tell me? No, this only... Dang. Alright, so that's fine. I'll use my other capacitors for that. I think I've got... Yeah, cool. So let's get started. Put this socket in first. And on here, there's a little U shape. I don't know if you can see that. OBS Studios needs to be up front. What am I doing? There's a U-shaped socket here, and it'll plug in first, and then the pin header will plug in. I got 3 cameras going. This is insane. Sam, I don't know how you do this. I really don't. Kudos. I'm talking about this dude. He builds this stuff all the time live, but he's got multiple cameras going at, I think, multiple platforms. So get that socket. I've been excited about this for so long. I've been waiting 6 weeks, about 6 straight weeks to build this thing. And so today, we finally get to do so. Put some molten solder. Oh, if you could hear what I'm listening, I can't play it because of copyright issues. It's a mashup. So it's like Personal Jesus, but it's techno. Reach out and touch faith. Yeah, all right. I love this shit. It's good. Ooh, language. Whatever. All right, so now let's start putting some resistors in here. Those are always fun. These 100K. These are 100 ohm. These do not say. That's unfortunate. Maybe it's these. Yep, here's 100K. I have plenty of these. 1,000 of them. Oh, you can never have too many resistors and capacitors. I can assure you of that. But more importantly, there's only like a few values that you need that many of, which is like 100K, 1K, 10K, 100 ohm, 4.7 ohm, 220, 480. Those are common. 670s are common. If you can remember the numbers are common. Just like the capacitors go in usually 100, 10, 1, stuff like that. But I know this circuit. I know this circuit very well. I'll explain it here in a bit. My nerves, you know, all that good stuff. I'm recording for a live stream. Hey, what's up? What's up? You know, you could join if you wanted to. That's something. But now I am doing a builder's live stream, so like my one patron, uh, can watch and hear. So there's that. That's why I always do these things unlisted, because sometimes I'm unfiltered on a live stream and people will be like, oh. I'm glad you joined though. I'm just sitting here listening to music, trying to get everything inserted. These are 100K resistors right now, and what this is, I'll explain this. All right, on these inputs, and he uses Molex, so like there's these little squares, and I don't know how well you can see them, but there's 2 pins here and 2 pins here, and I'm going to show that up for this camera here. There's an input pin, there you go, input and output, and these 2 pins you take and run one from the switch. What is this? Oh no, these are just the jack sockets. Okay, that's fine. So the jack sockets hook into those, and from the jack socket input it goes through the switch, which is this triple stack of holes here. Then it goes through the potentiometer to attenuate it, and then it goes through this 100K resistor, and from there it goes into this circuit here with an op amp, this little op amp chip. So all of that is pretty visible, I think. Cool. Let's see. So that's, maybe it's a knob and a switch, or a switch and a knob. Oh, that's gonna be, let's see, how does that line up? That's a knob and a switch. So it's the knob and then, yeah, cool. So input, in through switch, in through knob, through the 100K resistor into the op amp. That's how that's set up. Which is, that's really easy. That's why I'm doing this one today, because I'm burnt out on waiting for stuff to get done. I want that easy peasy lemon squeezy dopamine. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Dalton? I'm just doing a live stream. I'm recording and time-lapsing and all that good stuff. So this is for a long-term project video. It's not, the live stream is the short term on the Patreon and here on TikTok, and my camera is recording the actual footage, and that'll be for the video I'm working on. But I don't know when I'm going to put that out, so that's why I'm doing it like this, so there's no pressure on it. It'll get done when it gets done. Oh, yes, indeed. Anything like this, modular synth stuff, is definitely a long-term project. My handy-dandy magnet. Keep LED leads and such out of my fingers because they hurt. Oop, there's one. And it tried to stick me. You sneaky bugger. Alright, so there's 100K here that I missed. Go figure. No part. Nope. No problemo. No problemo. I've got the, that's so weird. I'm listening to I've Got the Power to the tune of Eye of the Tiger. Dun, 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 I've got the power. Like, it's so, it sounds good though. That's what's crazy. I've got the power. Oh man, this is back on the street. Took my time, took my chances. Sorry, I will not torture you with that. It's easy for me to zone out and let's see. All right, so now we need 10K, 10K. And I missed another 100K. Okay, all right. This is why whenever I build a circuit board, oh, don't start the handshake. That's why when I build a circuit board, like on the design, all the capacitors and all the resistors are like they are. I would rather make it a pain on the tracing than make it a pain on the installation of the parts later, because repairing it is also a bigger pain when they're scattered. Whereas if all of your capacitors and resistors are in kind of groups and you need to fix something, it's easier to find it. So now we can move to the 10K. I'm going to double check because my blind booty might have forgot another one. 10, 10. That's it. 10, 10. Perfect. And I believe these are 10K. Nope, these are 100 ohms. These are 1Ks. Where's my 10Ks? Are these 10K? One way to find out. I got a meter. Get the meter! Fight the power! Find the resistance of your lead. Yes, sir. That would be a 10K. We found our 10K. Resistance is futile. You will be back for more, I assure you. Insert 10K resistor. Dramatic lead band here. In a world brought to you by resistance and reduction of voltage across a line. Resistors. Oh, there's that Nirvana. It's not those shoddy with the apple bottom jeans Nirvana, but it's what is this mix? I can't figure this mix out, but it's definitely Teen Spirit mixed with something. Oh, well, there was only the two. Did I get them all in already? I got them all in already. Wow, that was quick. I told you this is a bloody simple board. It's like nothing to it. There's a bunch of resistors, like a couple of capacitors, some chonkin jack sockets, some knobs. I mean, it's really simple. It's stupid simple, and it's great because it works and it sounds good. That's what makes it, well, great. Like, it's easy to build. This is a professionally done circuit board, so if you wanted to do it at home, like on a perf board, all you would need is a little op amp, literally dead simple components. This, you don't even need a PCB for it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, by the way. I'm just saying, like, it's that simple. You don't have to order a board. But by ordering it professional like this, it can plug into my rack. And it's going to sit next to this. It'll sit right here. For the builder's live stream that can't see that, I'm pointing at my Wanda wreck. Pointing at Wanda's wreck. I knew that joke was gonna come in handy. You're not gonna be taking that. Oh, did you see Teen Spirit? Yes. Oh my God, that was great. I love them. I love the only. Okay, so to be fair, being autistic, you know, I laugh a whole lot more out loud than I do in text, and that's why a lot of times I'll do a duet or a video stitch so that people can see my reaction, because I sure suck at typing, like emotions. I can type information, but I can't type it. No. That's why emojis exist. But yeah, we're getting there. We're actually about to be through with the small stuff. I can just sit over there for a second. And capacitors. What do we need? We need 100 picofarad. What's 100 picofarad? Anybody know? It's 101. Do I have a 101? I have a 101. This is a 101. It's just a. You don't even have to put in 100 picofarad. You probably could have used in 100 nanofarad or whatever. Like, audio electronics is very forgiving, although it can get noisy. This is also 100 picofarad. Cool beans. Cool beans. Spread them. This is 100 nanofarad. Nanofarad. A nanofarad. Nanofarad's to the 9th power, 9th log, something like that. Don't quote me. Maybe it'll spark somebody to Google it. You don't have to Google it either, though. Don't do that. So that's all of the capacitors already. Let me make sure I put that back in the 101 slot, because that's a grid. This lid. Yes, I did. I'm glad you noticed. This lid has a grid that separates the tray, so that's how they keep from intermixing. It is segregated. Not that anybody asked that question, but it does come up in the comment section sometimes. So to answer that in the future, they are a segregated tray. Don't meow at me, Fred, please. You know I don't like that. I'd rather him come paw at me. Like, I don't like being touched, but I don't like that sound more, you know? I dislike that sound so much, and I think he knows that, because usually it makes me get up and go pick him up. I need to stop doing that. I need to just, like, when he meows at me, I need to just walk off in the other direction immediately. That way he'd be like, oh, that's how it's gonna be. Give him some sass. So let's see, we are now onto this ought to be fun. Oh, this is gonna be fun, because I don't have the Molex connectors, right? And these are the jack sockets, and he uses Molex on his. So it's Molex on one end, and they plug in, and you solder them directly to the jack sockets, which are these big Bessies. And these are the 1/4" or 6.2 millimeter. And I'm gonna need a lot of these. Let me just go on and, it's like Christmas. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3, 6, 7. Yep. Cool. And the reason there's 7 is there's 6 inputs and 1 output. It is a mixer. So I think this is the most complicated recording I've ever done to date, because I've got my phone doing live for chat. I'm listening to music. I've got my overhead HD actual camera. You can see the camera. You can see the lens. It's the one on the left, or your right, or I don't know how don't make my head hurt. Either way, there's a lens. You can see the lens of the real camera, and then there's a webcam on this side. It's my right. I know the orientation in real life. It's just I know that my camera mirrors. So we also need a 10-pin box header, and that's to give it power. It's one of these. You really don't have to put all of the pins soldered, but I have found that if you don't, sometimes plugging and unplugging, if you're plugging and unplugging the leads, they can, like, the pins themselves can come loose. I need to reflux my pen. Hold up. This is something every now and then, why my tip looks so brand new, even though this soldering pencil is probably 2 years old. You can see what I'll do is every now and then I will literally just stick it in there and let it sit on there, and if you wipe it off, do it in a couple of different spots. You don't breathe that. Don't breathe that. Look how nice and shiny that tip looks already if you can. It already looks brand new again. And then that lid goes back on and the flux goes to the side. And I bet it's perfect now. Oh, look at that sticky, look at it go. Look at it flow. Let's go. Let it flow. Let it flow. Molten jubbly sobbler. Everybody knows. Yeah, that's working nice now. That's what we needed. We needed a cleaned up, properly flux tip. So shiny. Yes, indeed. I love it. My hands are shaking though, so like I'm missing the initial touch. Like did I just do that? I did that. Wow, you noob. Solder sucker time. I'm gonna get one of these that Brad's Guitar Garage has got. Brad's got this mechanical one. Have a favorite shade? Yes, actually, emerald green is my second favorite, which is what I was going for my head. It got a little bit yellow though, but forest green and hunter green. I don't know how to tell those two apart very well unless they're side by side, but those two are my favorites. I would say number one is probably hunter green. I think hunter green is more of a deeper, richer green, whereas a forest green is more of a lush green. So I would say I would probably like the hunter green as my number one. It'd be kind of hard to say that. Dang, what is going on here? It's not my pen. Is it the heat? It might be too cold in my room today. That's what it is. It's so cold in my room. Damn, I'm going to have to ramp my heat up. Totally fine. Can just do that. I don't like doing that because that means it could start running into the potential of melting plastic parts. It's not going to hurt the circuits or anything, but... Oh, I see why. It's these thick pins. I didn't realize these were so thick. Lord. Those are like my head's in the camera, I bet. That's a thick Bessie. Wow, those are thick. They're like a millimeter pin. Normally the pins are really thin. They're like 0.8 or 0.5 even. A lot of through hole is 0.5 to 0.8. These look like solid 1 millimeter pins. Alrighty, so now we have all of the sockets on and all of the chips on. I know the lighting, hold on, I might could do a forward, there we go. Yeah, look at that. Learn something new every day. That's a little easier to see. I have such bright lights because of the camera. And then for the builder's live stream, it's coming on along. The only thing left to do now, as a double check, I'm gonna put the wires on this board first and then put them onto the jack sockets. I think it'll be easier. Maybe. That might be, yeah. I'm gonna have to do that because they solder on the same side that the switches are on. Cool. So generally for audio you use a yellow for the tip. Sometimes you can use a white for the tip and then use black for ground, but I don't have black, so we're going to use yellow and blue. And I'm just going to make up a twisted pair. I don't want to, I can use a drill before anybody says anything. I just don't want to make that kind of noise. And this is easier. There's no like chucking wires in a drill. I could make a little hand tool, I suppose. Cool. Oh, I don't need to cut that just yet. Let me see. The pin out of this, you've got sleeve is the corner that's chiseled off. There's a, these are TRS, which means they are stereo, but you only use 2 pins, which is this one and I believe the cross pin, which is this pin. Let me, you know what? Let me show you a neat little trick. No guesswork. And for the sake of the probing, put it on continuity. And we'll clip onto the tip because that's what I want to figure out. I believe it's the one right next to, yep. So it's this pin and this pin. So if you're looking at, well, how is a good way to mark? I'll just mark it with my cutters, just so you can see it. When in doubt, take just a patch cable and probe the tip, and then start probing the pins, and you'll figure it out. That's really, because I'm not about to guess. So, where's my little mark? There it is. If you're looking at the angled bit, it's this side. So it's like a diagonal. And then stop focusing on my backdrop. My camera. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, for the sake of the video, I'll put it right here. And then, so there's from here to here. Cool. All right, well, in that case, let's put the wires in the board first, now that we know that. And to see how much wire we need, I want to put in one of these sockets, Panama, and beat it. Okay. I don't know, but it works. Some songs just don't need to work, but they do. Like Apple Bottom Jeans shouldn't work with as many different tunes as it does, but it does, and it's nice. Yeah, buddy, let's go. All right, so now that this is marked, if you put the angled bit like that way, all of the tip is on this edge. How about that? And so from there, see, this board has the footprints for the knobs and switches on the back of the board so that it mates together like so. So that's going to be nice. But now that tells me how long the wire needs to be. I need to wait to cut the wire. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start with the rest of this board. So we'll use a universal. That's going to waste wire though. I hate guesswork like that. But still, if I don't cut them long enough and I go to put it together and I run out of wire, I've got more. And I don't mind reusing wire. I've recycled wire for years that is out of projects. It just, there's no reason to throw it away unless it's corroded to beyond use or it's broken. I mean, wire is wire. It's just conductive. So I need, ooh, this one came apart. I need 7 of these. That's the problem. I should have thought about my jack sockets having Molex connectors, but I don't use them often enough, and that means adding another part to the bill of materials of anything I design, you know? So by not using Molex, it does make it a little bit more of a pain for building, I suppose. I mean, you know, you cut a corner, you pay for it somewhere. It's 4 or 5. So this is number 6. I need one more. Wherever you cut that corner, you'll make up for it somewhere else. That's a given. So in this case, because I cut the corner of not buying Molex, I'm having to make up for it in labor. Which is, I would rather do the labor than pay the money. So I'm doing the labor. You know? Oh wait, I don't need that. I need this not to go on the board. Take my Nipix. Do it on the even end because it's going on the PCB. This thing is a miracle. It's got a V cut in it. I don't know. There we go. It's got a V in it. And whenever that V bites down on the wire, it grips it here. And whatever stops this bit, it disengages. It has a tension. And it grabs the wire. So like on this red thing is a tensioner. So like, just in case anybody's never actually seen one of those or used one, I'm always assuming that there's at least one person that watches these videos that doesn't know. It's just explaining the simple. I don't know. I like when people explain the simple, so I do it. How about that? I'm not saying anybody couldn't have figured that out on their own or didn't already know that ever, by the way. It just, why not explain it for the assumption that somewhere down the road somebody's gonna be, what is that? How in the world did he cut those wires so quick like that? Your teeth? You don't chew them with your teeth? No, buddy. I have a quick clippy. I actually had some cheap ones. It's these ones. There's no problem. These ones do the same thing. They have a little, don't do this. This is a warning. This is this one's dangerous. There's a stopper here, and it does the same thing, but it's really aggressive. This one is really strong, and it's also got teeth chunks missing out of them. I mean, I keep them for the heavier wire because I'd rather bust those than my nice Nipix. Those are German engineering quality. The other ones are cheap China crap. So I'd rather bust my China crap on the big wire. You know? I'm just saying. It just, I don't know. Yeah. Wire cutters to strip wire. I mean, you know, if you, whatever you got on hand, but it depends on how professional you need it to be and how good of a quality of a connection. Because the trick is, believe it or not, copper is in essence kind of a viscous metal over time. So like if you cut into copper, believe it or not, it eventually will, that cut will seep through and it'll break where that damage is. I don't know how to explain that because I'm not a metallurgy person. It's never been a special interest. But I do know my experiences, and yeah, they tend to break if you damage them. So I guess like if you're doing wire ties, you could always fix them like that, no problem. I don't think it's an issue though. Like I've never, it doesn't take, it takes so long for it to happen. It's not really a huge issue. At least I don't think it is. I might be wrong. I'm open to being wrong, as always. Oh, let's go. And because this board is taken as long as it is, even though it was a simple board, that does let me know what to expect on these bigger boards. So the bigger boards, I'm gonna have to set a schedule for that one. I'm talking to, oh man, all right. What is this I'm listening to? What's the Roadhouse Blues and Reach Out and Touch Faith? Personal Jesus, that's it. I'm listening to Roadhouse Blues mixed with, it's a techno Roadhouse Blues mixed with Reach. Oh my Lord, this is something else. I love it. It's on my computer though. It's not actually online because my internet went out and I didn't know if it was going to be back in time. It's, if you heard, I wish I could play it. I'll play it on TikTok later, maybe. Like when I turn off the YouTube camera, I'll leave live on TikTok because TikTok, ouch, TikTok won't hurt me. They won't break my legs for playing a bit of music. I'm sure they don't like it, but you know, I don't believe in hurting somebody because they're having fun listening to music. Because what does that say for the, if I saw somebody playing my music, I don't care how they got it, I don't care whatever. If I saw somebody playing my music, I'd be going, they like my music enough to play it? Maybe this is me, but I mean, even if I was making money off of it, I wouldn't care because it's like, I can't believe somebody likes it enough to want to jam it while they're doing a live. Because that means you like it a lot. I like music, but some music I just won't play while I'm doing live because I don't like it that much. I don't know. It just seems like free promotion for the artist to me. That's what I'm saying. It feels like, why would you get mad at somebody for free promotion? When people like your music and they see you like their music, then other people want to say, hey, let me give it a try. I might like that music. And then next thing you know, that's how you've got a whole bunch of people listening to this artist. I mean, am I wrong? I don't feel like that. I feel like that's pretty accurate. There's some artists I never would have heard of had I not actually seen them in a concert before. Yeah, I think the sensitivity comes from the artists who are dead set on like nobody's allowed to use their music without paying for every second of it, and people should get paid for their work. So it's kind of like mixed feelings there, you know. You should get paid for your work, but how much is, at what point are now we just paying you because you want to get paid? Like, I feel like there should be a shelf life for how much you can milk something before it becomes like, okay, now you're just being greedy. Because there's a lot of people in this world that still need money. I don't know. I say this because I do music, and I've had people ask me if they could use my music, and I'm like, bro, use whatever you want to use. If it makes you feel any better, I'll give you a formal letter. Use it for free. I don't care. I will never pay. No, I don't care. I have made money off of music before because I didn't take money for it, and I'm like, cool, great. I can afford some coffee now, and I did. I went and bought coffee. But I enjoyed it more because I made music. What I enjoy doing is making music. I don't like money at all because it's evil. Money itself, it causes the lust for money, which is the evil bit. I don't know, and I'm not even religious. I just know money changes people for the bad. Good people make money good. Bad people are drawn to money, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can look at that. But I don't want to get controversial either, so I'm going to limit that. Yeah, that's it. It's just a tool. Money's just a tool. Money is a way of saying I did work, and here is my proof of I did that work. Or that's what it was supposed to be, anyway. Like you're saving up work that you've done to pay for somebody else's work that they've done, rather than I need this right now. I need to find somebody who can handle this, but I also need to find somebody that can need my skill. Money was supposed to be a buffer to the barter system. Dum dum dum. It's like, if you really think about it, that's exactly what it is. It was supposed to be a buffer to the barter system because it was supposed to be like, you're not going to be able to find somebody to meet your every need every time at the same time that you can also provide them a skill that they need. So the barter system is not ever going to work by itself. But when you've got a bit of a buffer there, kind of a credit system, if you will. But the problem is the people who were in control of that system. I'm really proud of Zoomers. I let it, for the record, be known that I'm proud of Zoomers. I'm excited to see what they do. The people that had a chance to do right and didn't are going to witness all of it too. Makes me so happy. My dad is 60, and he was one of those. He was part of that. I know it, the way his attitude is, the way he is to this day. He's part of that. He wasn't one of the. I mean, I know there was good people, boomers. I know there's good boomers. I know there's really good elder millennials. I know this. But my dad fits the stereotypical boomer. And yeah. Oh, I did that one wrong. You know, that is such a tragedy because that's a lot of work to sit there and go, whoop. That's a lot. That was so much work. Oh my God. What? Why? What does this world come to that I had to twist it a quarter turn? All right, so now we have jack sockets in board. Now we're gonna do switches and pots. In fact, I want to do the pots next because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. This is so nice. I have a bag of a bunch of bags of knobs and switches. I can't wait. I love switches and knobs. And the way these oh no, let me clip leads. What am I doing? Getting ahead of myself. Slow your roll, champ. Slow your roll. You got to be fabulous today. But you can also fail a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay. It'd be like that. Where's my magnetism? Oh, well, that wire is copper. It should be magnetic, which means I got cheated. This is aluminum wire. It's not magnetic. Get out of here. Ah, I hate. Ooh, ah. I don't hate a lot of things, but I hate cheapskate wire because it's not gonna last. Dang it, that's frustrating. And I forgot an output wire, didn't I? No, I didn't. I forgot a layered input wire. Let me go back and do that. Ah, I didn't. Ah, that caught me so sideways. The cheap wire caught me sideways. I forgot this one. I was wondering why there was a floating wire on my bench. It's fine. It's fun. It's totally fine. And on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh wait, no, he says hello. Wow, I'm dumb. Misheard lyrics. Alright. That was like that Rocket Man crap. Oh, I died. I was dying when I had to Google it to be sure. I was like, have I really been hearing this song wrong all these years? I Googled it. Rocket Man, burning out his fuse up here alone. I said, oh no. Oh no. Tragedy. I lost it. I said, oh, emotional damage. Oh, there's something else I'm about to do if I don't do it right now. You don't need to solder any of this together until it's made it. I misheard lyrics. I was listening to Rocket Man and all these years. I don't even remember what I misheard. Like I don't even remember the original lyrics I thought I was hearing because it had me so shook. But yeah, I thought he was saying something else. I didn't realize he was saying Rocket Man burning out his fuse up here alone. For some reason, I thought I guess, burning like a wind here. And I don't know. Dang it. This, it's got me shook because all these years, I mean, I was enthusiastically singing it wrong. Oh, enthusiastically singing that song wrong. Like, dead ass the whole time. Oh, this is a keyed switch. What? And it's not. It's cheap. Figures. Just. Why would you key a washer and then not even put the key in the slot? And this key's upside down. Wow. Good job, champ. You win the. Oh, I want to say some select choice words right now. I will refrain. It has taken a lot of work. One of my friends streams. I keep forgetting how easy it is for me to cuss because I don't know. I think it's a tick maybe. I don't fucking know. Oop, look. Right in the middle of it. Oh my god. It might be Tourette's. I doubt that. I shake and twitch a lot. Don't let me have a revelation on live that I've got Tourette's. If I do, I'm going to have to reevaluate how I handle my overstimulation. Alright, so this is just an on-off on, so it doesn't even matter which orientation this is. Cool. So these you stick them in on the right side of the board, not the wrong side of the board. You stick them on the right side of the board. And it's switch, then knob. So I had that wrong. But you stick all of these in the board first. Oh, that's going to be so stemmy. I can't wait to flick the switches. I'm flipping them as I go, so they're all the same direction. I don't know why. You might have OCD. Click. I love that. Anyway, so I was trying to work on it, and it happens all the time. In the meantime, now I get to wiggle these alpha pots into their sockets. Oh, bent leads. Not the bent leads. Not the bent leads. I have to pull this off. I'm building so off camera right now. I know it. I just feel it. Hope to catch you on here. Yeah, I will be on here till this is done. I'm not gonna be on after it's done. I'll probably go back to I don't get up to much when I'm not building and tinkering on either a video or doing a live stream. I'm designing things and thinking, and I think too much. Like, I've been talking to somebody. I wasn't gonna get a TikTok crush, okay? That wasn't supposed to happen. I came to TikTok to kind of help boost my YouTube channel a little bit because I felt like I do enough DIY projects. You know, maybe I should start promoting it a little bit. And now I'm over here catching feels for somebody that I've never met. And I hope that they're oh, wait a minute. I said that on live. Oh, shit. It's not a problem that I said it live, except I just know it, like, right as I'm starting to put all of this information together, I think TikTok saves your lives. I know they're not on, I don't think they're on my YouTube channel. If they're on my YouTube channel, then I definitely know they're not a patron, because I know my patrons personally. Like, I try to get to know people that are interested so that they know that, hey, look, I'm not just some random person. I'm a real person. If you like it or are interested, I'll talk about it with you. If that's something you're like wanting to do. I mean, I'm not trying to initiate it, but I let people know that they are seen and heard. I may not always catch everybody, but I do what I can. Why is this so difficult? I think something is different about these pots than the last ones I had because they're not going in the footprints like they should. They should just go right on in. There they go. I think the leads are a bit wider. I think that I'm going to have to pinch them just a bit. So just as a personal heads up record of a personal heads up later, these are the SKU is A-4729. Cool. I've got two different types of alpha pots that look exactly the same, but they're just a smidge different. And I mean, they're so slightly different that only probably an autistic could notice the difference, or a really well-trained engineer. Like, it's not something you would just notice. Even working with these things, you wouldn't just notice it. And I know this because it's so subtle that I nearly missed it. And I notice everything. I can't help it. It's painful. There's a millimeter difference in height, or like a half a millimeter difference in height, and you can't see it unless they're side by side. The color is really obvious. The color is a dead giveaway. But if you look, there's that subtle difference. Now, at a distance, when they're just sitting in your hands, there's no discernible difference just sitting in your hands. But there is. And at a distance, I can see that there's a height difference in the housing. So the way I figured out that they were different is holding them up with the metal chassis side by side. And you can see. It's so subtle though. Like very. And it's on camera. It looks more dramatic on camera now that I'm holding it up for camera. But in real life, that is very subtle. And yeah, I had to make a mental note of that because that makes them fit different. Cool. Now these are not attached or soldered in because these have to mate together. And yeah, we want to make sure they line up. This is, oh, so satisfying. Ah, that click. That click. That's so great. I love it. Look at this. So now we have it's stuck together. And from here, let's put this on, put these all back together. We'll leave off the keyed washers. We don't need those. It wouldn't matter if I put them on anyway because Sam didn't key the modules. Like there's no keyhole and there's no point in it. That was two things. There's no point in it and he didn't do it. So those two factors, we can just toss those to the side. But the reason you always want to put all of these together dry fit first is because once you've soldered these big leads, these are so much harder to readjust, and you don't want to have to redo that if you don't absolutely have to. I don't know if y'all heard that or not. I hope not. It's my surroundings. Do, 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 do. That's why I'm listening to music, because the surroundings are not so enjoyable. But I can't play music on live stream, so you guys are just having to listen to me talk to myself. So at least I've got record of building this module for later. And there's a purpose for this. This is all, it's not a secret. I mean, I was going to make it a surprise. I don't guess it's really that big of a surprise. What I want to do is I want to build all of these on camera, time lapse them, because they're not my modules. I didn't design them, but I still want to show the process because I think they're cool. So let me get my other pliers. I'm thinking I'm going to time lapse all 7 modules and show like just the building process and all that good stuff. In between, or rather while it's being time lapsed, I figured I would also use my synthesizer modules to play the track that's being played behind these modules. Right? That was the thought. And then I also want to yeah, that'll be the video. Like all of them time-lapsed build while listening to various ones being played, or something like that. Like I said, I didn't build these, so I don't want to take away from the creator that made the modules. If they want to see how these were built and all the great, there's a lot of great details, they really should go check Sam's channel out, like Look Mom No Computer, because I know how much work it takes. I have designed a module. I know how much it takes to do one of these, and this man has built countless. I don't know how many. I'm sure somebody has counted, but he's made so many of them, and he deserves all of the credit for it. So that's why all I figured I'd do is just be like, yep. I mean, you have to assemble them, but I want a record of me assembling them for my own uses too. Like if something goes wrong, I can go back and reference this build. There's a lot of reasons, but yeah. The video I wanted to do was just going to be a time lapse with it being the music being, played through the system. The video that's going to be the educational video is going to be when I build the Wanda wave mixer from scratch. I'll cover that entire process so that it's an educational video. This one's just kind of an enjoyment, and a technical enjoyment. Because you get to see them being built, you get to hear them being played. I don't know. Something to do, It's something to do. But it also, the reason I go for these modules over like a bought module is because I'm supporting a creator. The dude runs a museum. If you didn't know that, Sam runs it's called This Museum Is Not Obsolete, and it's a 70s era tech museum. Really cool stuff. I mean, I don't know anything about it, and 70s era tech isn't like my niche or anything. I just find it fascinating. So you probably won't ever see any 70s tech on my channel. But that's just because that's not my special interest. It's just something I like watching. But now if you like modular synthesis and DIY musical contraptions, then Look Mom No Computer is the channel for that. The museum is the tech. My channel, it's it's not niche. I just do DIY stuff. So there's that. That might, you know what? That's the problem. That's the problem. I don't have a very select. I do too many projects. I've got projects that just for days. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Take all that solder. All right. That's all right. I'm not using my. We're gonna bump it up. We gotta bump it up just a smidge. Because these great big jack socket, these switches, I don't want to use up my nice thin solder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out the chunkin 1.5 millimeter kilo roll of Bessie, and this solder wire. This is what you'll see. Yeah, that's what we're going to use now. It's all 60/40 leaded solder. Get you a nice clean joint that way, but yeah. There we go. I'm not trying to waste up all of my small stuff on these big pads. These are some really big pads. That's the reason you use larger diameters, just to cover more area without having to sit there and the feed rate. Love the smell of flux in the morning. That's a cold solder joint. This is 2% flux too. So like it's got really good flux content. But for some reason I hope that's not a... I don't trust that. Let me run that small over it just to be sure, because this is older. If this flux is out, I might have to get my flux out and start adding flux to it. Oh, that's exactly what it is. I'm gonna have to put flux on it because the flux in here is no good. That happens. So for that, break out the flux puck. I need a sticky. You should be using flux anyway, but a lot of the solder that I used has enough flux that it's never been an issue. So we'll reflux these. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Little bit. Oh, I was back to that personal. I gotta change this song. It's a 30-minute track, and I gotta be on like listening number 4 now. But it's so grooving. Every time it gets to this one track. It's Roadhouse Blues and Personal Jesus mixed together. Like, I don't understand why. Join from DIY topic. That's cool. You don't have to worry about going. It's fine. People come and go in live streams all the time. You can't really just sit and watch the same thing all day. And if you're like me on TikTok a lot, I have ADHD. It's a miracle if I stay in a live stream longer than like 5 seconds to say hello. You know? Like, it's a struggle. I'll sit in a live stream and I'll be like, really antsy. I gotta go. Why? I don't know. I just gotta go. Don't you cold. Don't you go cold. Ah! Fuck. Alright. I don't have enough patience to deal with fluxing everything like that. I guess we're gonna go with the long and... I hate using up my... It's really good for a reason. This is good solder, but I don't like using like on these big pads like this. But boy, that's nice and shiny. Alright. Dang it. Why does it always gotta be a struggle? I just wanted to use the larger so I didn't have to use quite... You see how much I'm having to refeed my... Every pad I'm having to refeed. That big solder, I could have done all of these without ever refeeding. I'm not getting cold solder joints with this. No, sir. Those are nice and hot. Bad solder is bad solder, though. It don't matter how much of it you got and how good you think it is. If it leaves cold solder joints behind, it's no good. Alrighty, I believe that's everything except for the wires. And those are the ones that always give me the struggles, so this is the output. This is why he used Molex. He did the labor. Imagine building a whole crap load of these. Just how much labor would be involved in that. I'm only building one mixer module, and I'm already tired of it. Molex is you just clip them on and they plug in and you solder the footprint down. What is this? Back in Black and Staying Alive. Your brother, man, your mother is staying alive. Staying alive. Mechanical fix always is elusive to some people. Brad's Guitar Garage has made that a point, and I'm glad. You should always mechanically secure your leads before you solder, like that, so that even if the solder joint goes cold, that wire won't jiggle so much. So in this case, you feed it through the hole. Don't feed it all the way, you know, get you a good pinch on it. And now when I clip off the excess, like that's mechanically solid. And I'm gonna do all of those before I go and solder everything anyway. But yeah, it gives a really good solid connection. And we like solid. We want it solid. Solid as solid could be. Use my walk, I'm a woman man. No time to talk. I'm a man's man. My crush. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm crushing on somebody. What the frick? I'm not. I didn't get on this freaking app to meet nobody. How does this crap happen? I don't. That's not crap. Okay, I'm not talking bad about it. It just blows my mind. I've never. I've never just had a giggly crush on somebody. Usually it takes a minute, you know. Usually there's like a whole lot of build up before it gets to that point. It's mind blowing. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with that information. Ah, well, it's kind of nice. Scary, but nice. You know, the person that was oh dang, that thought poofed. I forgot what I was gonna say. That needs a little bit more lead in there. This one's I've got the power and eye of the tiger. So I guess I've got the eye of the tiger. There we go. You don't want there to be a whole lot of insulation away from it. You just need a little bit away from it so that whenever you pinch it together, the solder doesn't go like way up the side. So that's what I was doing there. Trying to make sure I got enough, but not too much. Moving on along right now. Girl, it's the cream of the fight, rising up to the challenge of rivals. of the tiger. It gets me every time I go to say "Eye of the Tiger." It says, "I've got the power." I'm like, oh god. I want to play some synth music today, but I'm not sure what I want to play on. Like, half of me wants to play just the drums. The other part of me wants to put on like a whole little jam. You know what I'm saying? Like, play all of them. This mixer module means that now my Cinco VCO has a single output if I wanted it to. That's what the purpose of this mixer is for. I could have bought or built or whatever a bunch of different designs. This one has 6 inputs and 1 output. Cinco has 5. So, seemed logical. Plus, I can plug the output of my main synth into this mixer as well, which means this one mixer can handle my entire Wanda. This mixer can handle Wanda, which means I can get the powered mixer off my bench and take one less, like, or is this, I mean, this is powered too, but this is powered off of the same power supply that the whole synth rack is powered off of. But this will allow me to get rid of a physical mixer laying on my table in the way. This will be a rack mixer. And the Wanda wave mixer I was making is essentially this same type of module, but the design is going to be more for actual expansion, so that it's an equalizer for quite a bit. This is 5, so this one goes next. These two are side by side, so they got to be treated slightly different. Oh, this was the one. The Final Countdown and Nirvana. Oh my god. Because that threw me so off. I was expecting to sing the next part of Final Countdown, and it went Nirvana on me. Hello, 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 hello. That's so messed up. It's jamming though. Ooh. I can't wait to get off the YouTube live stream so I'm gonna share this so you can hear it. It's so stimmy. I'm nearly there. I've got, let's see, 2 wires and then the molten jubilee solder all the way down. There's a lot of hand building involved in this stuff. Oh, you know what though? It's really, really fun to do because you learn so much about electronics doing synthesis. There's a lot you got to know. It's not hard necessarily. There's a learning curve, but you learn so much useful stuff. Like in regular electronics, I can now repair stuff that I didn't have the knowledge to repair before. Cool. Let's put some solder on it. Let me turn my tent back down. Still cranked up for that bigger stuff. So we are down to the last home stretch. I gotta get a good angle on that. And see, because it's got a good mechanical hold with the wire first, when I put that solder on, it's just, oh, perfect. Because now there's so much holding this together that you're more likely to break the wire or the actual lead that the wire is attached to than you are to break this solder joint. Oh, it's just so nice. So nice. My hands will not stop shaking. I'm gonna look into that. I might, if I have Tourette's, I might could fix something else too. I might could fix my hand shaking. Because I have yeeted stuff by simply just holding it. It just go flying. The cussing thing is a verbal tick, and I can't fix it immediately, but I've fixed quite a bit of it, and it's a continued effort. So that one I think is self-manageable. I don't think there's anything I gotta do extra than just continue to be vigilant and conscientious, and I am doing that. So, but the shake and all of those things make me wonder. It's really bad because it doesn't matter if I've had caffeine or not. In fact, if anything, I shake less on caffeine than not. And I say this because I do drink a lot of coffee. But I've also gone a cold, I've gone like cold tea, sweet tea with caffeine, no coffee. Reduce the caffeine down to none with no caffeine, still shake. I tried cold turkey. It made the shake really bad because I went from caffeine to no caffeine instantly. But transitioning off of it didn't help either. So the tremor is from something else. But it happens a lot. My hands, I don't know if you can see them. They're doing it now. There it is, my thumb. You can see it on my thumb the best. But it's I've gotten good at holding it kind of still while I'm doing stuff like this. But my arms shake, like they twitch when I'm trying to. Yeah, tea is better for you. I'm making a mixer module, which is actually done. That was the last. I now have let me doop 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 doop. All right, and I got to put some knobs on it. So there's the mixer module. We're gonna. There's a couple of last little things to do. Let's turn all of these knobs all the way down. And break out the box of nubs. I just pulled them so you could see them. I need 6 of these. And for OCD purposes, I'm going to hold it where I can see it. Men or more can never do. Just the rains down in Africa. Almost there, almost there. That's why I'm glad I bought split shaft. I have these green knobs, so my Kosmo modules get green knobs. I'm stoked about that. Bam. Yeah, yeah. All right. So now we take this little op amp chip that drives this whole mixer, and we locate this dot. Put this in here. Oh, don't bend the pen. Don't bend the pen. Don't bend the pen. This one doesn't have the little notch on the chip, but it has a dot. And that little shiny dot, that little shiny bit, put it on the big camera. There we go. That little dot is going to be the top. And if this blows the chip, we'll know that that was wrong. If it lets out the magic smoke, you have inserted this chip the wrong direction. Did that go behind? Lord, don't do this to me. Go in the hell. Mean their brainwashed mind. Oh, Lord, child. Yeah, all right. So now we have mixer chip assembled. Now let's make us a Molex cable for it. First, I need to know how long of a cable I need. Actually, for the YouTube stream, Builder's live stream, let you guys know you've already seen a IDC, but TikTok hasn't. So I'm going to call that a day. Fade on out.